Good morning, America. I just want to talk to you about a couple of things that I thought really should be shed light on. Yes, I know it's probably really early in the morning. I should be drinking a beer, but I want to pound that one down and see if I can't back to sleep. I usually let my TV roll, and usually it's on like sea creatures and stuff at night. So I wake up and there's fish swimming around my TV and stuff, and YouTube's got some really good little 4 hour long stretches of just like calming music and like ocean and stuff. I'm a big fan of the ocean. Love the ocean. I wouldn't swim in it, but definitely love it. All the creatures. I mean, I don't get any deeper than waist deep, and snorkeled in it once, which was scary and shit for me because I studied sharks since I was 13, and they're out there. But if you actually studied sharks, you wouldn't have to worry about getting bit by a shark. It's not an actual occurrence. I wouldn't go swimming off the shores of Massachusetts or anything right now because their seal population is growing and they got big ass sharks over there right now that swim really close to shore, like really close. I don't know. There's just something about getting accidentally bit and your whole fucking leg's gone just scares the fucking piss out of me. Even a little shark bites you, it's like your butt cheek's gone. I mean, God forbid they bit you in the crotch. Could you imagine living like that? That'd be horrible. I don't know what the fuck would go down. So I try not to get in the water too much, but I do love the ocean. Don't get me wrong. I do love the ocean. Shark cage, cool. Trust me, the chances of getting bit by a shark are really, really low, but still, that, and my luck, I have horrible luck. I have like the worst luck in the world. Everything usually does not go my way. It never does. Just like my views on YouTube never go my way. I don't know if it's what I say or what I do or the ideas I think about, but I just want to say. But usually I go to sleep to ocean stuff, which hopefully soon I'll be moving really close to the ocean. And maybe it might get me more comfortable. But we'll find out. Anyway, what I want to talk to you guys about this morning is the ocean thing was planned. I guess I had it on a 4 hour continuous whatnots, but that wasn't really what was going. I don't know. I woke up and they were doing it was I guess because I watch a lot of political stuff on YouTube because first of all I don't pay for cable. If you pay for cable, you're an idiot. I'm not saying you're an idiot. You're just rich. You have more money than me. And I'm an independent business owner. Tells you how much money I make. The only thing I get to rule is my own schedule, and even then sometimes it gets fucked. But I still don't make enough money, and if I did make enough money, I'm still not going to pay for that shit, no matter what. But anyway, I get most of my news through, YouTube channels like Fox News, CNN News, MSNBC, which I watch Fox. I like Fox because they stand by the American people. I like OL, or was it All American News Network, ALN. I like Blaze. I watch a lot of Al Jazeera, believe it or not. Al Jazeera English. I mean, you can't get wrong with that. RT is a little bit out there, but that's Russian based. But I kind of like the ones that don't just immediately call people racist for no reason and build a bunch of bullshit about a bunch of bullshit. And that's maybe what I'm talking to you guys about today, is because there's been a lot of nonsense. And like I woke up, it was the Senate hearing where they're grilling Christopher Wray on a bunch of stuff, and a huge thunderstorm moved in this morning. I'm not sure if my umbrella I have outside got hit or not. I'm going to check that out when the sun comes up. And it's not up yet. But I just want to get on this whole race accusation. I mean, like, look, I'm about half white. The other half's Native American. I ain't gonna lie. And like I said, I do have family who lives on reservations, and that's a real deal. Um, I actually have some black running through me too, because when you watch the Cherokee Trail of Tears, some of us Cherokee got mixed up with some of the help on the way, which I'm not calling black people the help, but I mean back then, you know what I mean. Anyway, it's ancient shit. You know, it's not ancient. It's only a couple hundred years ago. Ancient's like Jesus Christ, right? Moses, ancient. Egyptians, ancient. So we're not going to talk about ancient history. We're just talking about like the beginnings of America when it comes to heritage. Because everybody from America that lives in America are a mix of something else that's not from America. And I am fortunate enough to say that I am a mix of something else that is from America. We were here first. If it wasn't for my Irish and German brothers and sisters that decide to have a little redskin fun, which I hate that term. I hate that team. I really wish they'd change it. You guys know how I feel about that. There ain't no other. You ain't gonna have the Houston Spicks or the Baltimore Nigger Tails. Come on. It's gotta be the most derogatory, racist term I've ever heard in my life, and it's still on freaking everything in the NFL. I hate it. I really do. I'm not a big fan of the Chiefs either, because that's really, really derogatory as well. Because ain't no one on that team Native American. It's not owned by a Native American owner. Same with the Braves or the Indians. But let's not get into that subject. But I just do want to get into like this whole thing about, I woke up and Senator Booker was talking about white supremacy and trying to get this FBI agent to freaking, I guess he's a director now, to admit that white supremacy is a problem in this country. It's not a problem in this country. It's not. It's such a few and far in between deal. Okay, I just wanted to explain this to you. I'm not a white supremacist. I don't believe in white people. I don't believe in white privilege. You know what? There's more broke white kids out there trying to come up that won't ever get the opportunities that broke black kids or people of color, any minority will ever be able to get. You know why? Because they're white. They should already get it, right? Which I think is a very racist term anyway. White privilege, and that Democrat running on that's retarded. But I will understand this. I mean, racism all the way around. Whether you're black that hates whites or white that hates everybody else, or Mexican that actually most Mexicans hate wetbacks. I'm not lying. I lived in Texas for over 14 years. I don't know. It was a long time, and I have never seen Mexican Americans get so pissed off at another Mexican in my life for being illegal and not knowing how to speak the language out here. Yes, they love speaking. I mean, Mexican Americans in Texas love speaking Spanish to each other. And I love speaking Spanish to them too. I'm not very good at it. I could understand a lot. I know how to curse real good. But there's racism on all sides. All sides. And everybody could have that. But to create a problem, as most of these people are trying to create a problem of white supremacy in this country, is like that's the cancer of society. It's not. Most white supremacy groups are prison based only. And usually, if you're a white guy that goes to prison, you have to get involved with these Aryan Brotherhoods and Aryan Nation guys to stay away and stay safe from other races that don't like you. Now, I'm not, me personally, have ever been to prison or spent any time in prison, but I've had family members, friends, and a lot of people that usually, when they go to prison, have to get involved to get protection from other people that are going to kill them. Now, I'm not going to be racist, but the majority of prison populations are highly black, and they don't like white people because 9 times out of 10 it was a white judge that put him in prison because of Bill Clinton's get caught with a dime bag of crack or whatever the hell you had in your pocket when the cops busted you, and you're going to prison for fucking 25 years. I do not agree with that. That does need to be fixed. Matter of fact, I don't think drug related offenses, nonviolent drug offenses, should be persecuted to the maximum sentence of the law. That's retarded. These people need help. They don't need to sit and waste away for 20 fucking years over some bullshit. That's dumb. I don't believe in that, and I won't ever believe in that, and I'm glad Trump's trying to make that a change, because I don't think that. I mean, I think actually, honestly, if you got caught with a kilo of cocaine, I still don't think that's a 20-year sentence. I think I'd give the guy 2.5 years, and then he's on like hardcore probation and surveillance for 10 years just to make sure he's good to go, and let him go. I don't even go 10 years. I go 5 years. Make sure he's not going to get on that. Because, I mean, once you're out of the game for 5 years and you're made to get out of the game for 5 years, you probably already changed your life directive. But the whole deal about white supremacy, like everybody's trying to paint this kid in fucking El Paso as a white supremacist. No, I'm going to do everything I can to snag an interview with that kid. Because whether he wrote the manifesto or not, it's on there. He's attached to it. Either he wrote it and sent it to someone else and they posted it for him or whatnot. Who cares? Who cares? I like to see the Walmart footage, like the whole thing. I don't think they got audio, but they do have footage, and we could all lip read. But I don't think it was, I mean, if he was a racist, he's horrible at it. Horrible. Because he killed 3 white people. One of them a German nationalist. Or whatever, from Germany. Not necessarily nationalist. But white supremacy, I mean, there's independent thinkers that are white that believe that shit and go and commit these heinous crimes on mosques and Jews. And they're misinformed, misguided people. Not necessarily got a whole clan of people they talk to, because the Klan, actually, the Ku Klux Klan, is dying. And the Ku Klux Klan is dying so bad that they're trying to redo their thing to be not so much just, they want to try to erase the hate and bring in people that believe in America. Like, they invite everybody nowadays. You could be from any race, any culture, anything, and go talk to a Ku Klux Klan member and be invited as long as you believe in America. Now, that falls more underneath American nationalism. I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, I've read reports. I've never talked to a Ku Klux Klan member, but I've watched a lot of shit. I've read a lot of shit, and I've done my research on it. And that's kind of where the Klan is at today. They want to erase the hate. You got to remember, the Klan was Democratic. They were a Democratic party. They did a lot of shit. They killed other white people for helping black people. But now the Klan's evolved into more of a for America kind of shit, which I think that if anything, if you're going to try to do that, why don't you just get rid of the fucking Klan name? None of you guys believe in fucking Democrats anyway. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to tell you. This is like white supremacy is a protection order for white people in prison against black racism. Because there's not that many. If you do your research on jail populations, on prison populations, it's could be pretty close to 50-50, but most of it's majority black, Hispanic, and minority. Well, minority in public. You're white in prison, you're probably a minority in prison. Especially if you don't believe in any of these freaking stupid socialistic fucking crazy racist fucking views. Honestly. And they do have a small percentage of people that go to prison that are white that don't join the Aryan Brotherhood or Aryan Nation, but join the woodpile. And that's what they call white boys that don't get on the white supremacy thing in prison. They're in the woodpile. So I just wanted to break this down. White supremacy is a prison thing. White supremacy outside of prison, you probably have a very, very small local group of people that are spread out amongst the whole country. All right. So if you want to look at the ANAB, which isn't really that big. Now, there's probably a lot of political ties to some people that support some of these, and I think these people need to be ousted. I don't think Donald Trump's part of the ANAB. If he was, he would have been shot by these people already because he's already done too much for everybody in America of all colors. And he has. So that right out of the gate is an untruth. Now let's go ahead and talk about how gangs, inner city gangs, have become more vibrant in race, right? You know, Bloods and Crips, Serenio 13, people call it MS-13. That's all. There's white boys in Serenio 13. There's black guys in Serenio 13. That's a predominantly Latino gang. Bloods, Crips, predominantly black gangs, but also have a couple of white members and a couple of Hispanic members. So let's just talk about inner city violence, because white supremacists don't have a gang on the street. There's not a gang of white supremacists that goes and battles MS-13 or any of these inner city gangs. It's almost always minority on minority crime, right? And that kills more people in America than anybody else. Those are your mass shooters. Do I support them? No. I think they need to be better educated and get the fuck out of their gangs. But all I'm trying to say, though, so if a white boy that belongs to MS-13 or any of these gangs is commanded or ordered by his leading officer to go and shoot another gang, right? And it's his job. He needs to assassinate X amount of people because they're stepping on his territory, taking his drug turf over, right? Or whatever he's got going on. But he's ordered to do this to make it in the gang of minority leaders. So a white boy goes out and he shoots a whole bunch of, gang affiliates from another gang. Is that white supremacy? Is that white supremacy? A white boy that belongs to a predominantly black gang or Hispanic gang goes and shoots another gang affiliation that's predominantly black or Latino. And he does it in the name of his gang. Is that white supremacy? Crickets, right? No, it's not white supremacy. So I just want you guys to think about that. That's all I wanted to get at, because white supremacy is a myth. I mean, it's not a myth. It's actually out there. There are people out there, but you're talking about compared to inner city gangs outside of, we're talking about white supremacy outside of prison, which most white supremacists to get out of prison aren't white supremacists anymore. You know why? Because they did that to survive in prison, which means their prison laws need to be changed, this, that, and the other thing, because prison shouldn't be, I mean, prison should suck. Yes, it should suck. But I don't think going, say you just did a crime and you're a white guy and you weren't racist before, but in order to get protection in a prison, you now have to join a racist nation. That's all that's fucked up. So that's, anyway, so outside of prison, you go inner city gangs, minority gangs, black on black crime, Mexican on Mexican crime, PLC on, or what is it, people of POC crime. And the white boy's involved with these people of color because he's involved, because he's a hardcore motherfucker and they like him because he does good work and for their gang. If that white boy goes and shoots up another gang and ends up killing, let's just say the other gang had 3 black guys, 2 Mexicans, and a white guy. So that white guy is instructed by his predominantly black gang to go down and shoot those people. Is that a hate crime? Because a white boy did it for a gang instead of another fellow black man. Which I don't agree with any of the inner city gang, but I think it's all fucking dumb. I think inner city gangs really wanted to be cool. You know what do you do with your drug profits? Help your fucking city out, you know what I mean? Maybe stop shooting motherfuckers. Maybe start coming up with like arbitrary fucking justices and shit for each other, instead of fucking killing each other. Why don't you guys have fist fights? That's what we used to do back in the day, but nowadays everything's so terminal. I don't get it. But I really do have this thing about the word white supremacy being thrown out there and being made such a deal when it's not. There's more violence amongst black communities and Mexican communities with their own gangs. You know what I mean? These are street gangs. So I want everybody to understand this. White supremacy, like Tucker Carlson said, is a myth. It really, truly is. To blame every mass shooting on a white supremacist is a myth. And the FBI director, Chris Wray, backed that. He said, you guys are, we inspect all violent supremacist, racially charged crimes. And everybody's like, well, is white supremacist growing in America? And he's like, we inspect all hateful, incited, racist crimes. Meaning, no, it's not. White supremacy is almost dead. Unless you go to prison. Now, if you go to prison, white supremacy is running rampant in that son of a bitch. But then again, that was always just a protection scheme to keep white people from getting killed by the black people. So, just saying. I am just saying. You guys ever watched Oz? That show is really not too far from the truth how that shit goes down in there. It's really fucked up. I'm not a millennial. I'm Gen X, so, I grew up in the 90s. I grew up in the late 80s. So, just kind of, before you guys just start spouting ignorance, just, you need to get a feel for it. You need to have a deal. So, I don't know, guys. I mean, just white supremacists. Fucking dumb. Dude, you're going to have to travel in the deepest, darkest woods in the most rural America to find a white supremacist. And everybody's probably going to call him Uncle Joe. Oh, wait a second. He's running for president. Oh, shit. Anyway. That guy was involved in the white supremacist movement back in the day. His favorite freaking person is the same as Hillary Clinton's favorite person. That guy led the Ku Klux Klan. So, I mean... And that was the Democratic Ku Klux Klan of back in the day. Nowadays, like I said, the Ku Klux Klan ain't around. They're in such troubles. They're actually going to have to reorganize. And they're not violent anymore. So yes, white supremacy is not growing in America. It might be growing in the prisons, but not in America. So just get you guys' facts straight. Stop calling everybody racist. And kind of figure it out, man. I mean, really, sit down and read your shit. Look at the history of this country. And then actually fact check all the fucking bullshit these people are saying. Because if you do, you'll find yourself fucking like amazed at how fucking lying they are, dude. You're never going to get past that. It'll always fuck you up for life. And that's why so many people, that's why Blexit's happening and fucking all this other shit's happening. Yeah, it's happening for a reason. Because you guys are fucking lying to everybody. They're fucking lies. You're supposed to be the news. You're not fucking... You're not reporting anything but lies. I've watched the El Paso thing with the Cuomo or whatever, dude. Trying to incite that the guy from El Paso, he's like, yeah, Tucker Carlson said that white racism or white supremacy is not an issue. It's a hoax. And the fucking guy, the dude in El Paso looked the guy in the face and said, try not to disrespect the dude by, he's like, well, you know, people of all races are racist. And, you know, we're going to deal with it as we can. But, I mean, we just got to be careful that, you know, we keep people of extreme racism out of this town. But you do agree that white supremacy is real. And he's like, well, you know, I'm not going to, you know, he didn't agree with him. So, anyway, you guys make your own decisions. Do whatever the fuck you want. You guys like that rhetoric of calling everybody racist? Do it. I by the way, my last hashtag anti-slavery, I turned it to walk away. So if you're looking for a video that talks about how the left wants to enslave you, I got research and back me ups on that one. So why don't we just go ahead and call it what it is? Anyway, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Don't listen to these people, and do your research and fact check everything that comes out of the media's mouth. And if you don't care, go fishing. Love you. Have a great day at work.